habeas jurisdiction based on the unique circumstances prevailing at Guantanamo Bay. It goes without saying, however, that all of the difficulties that we face with respect to the Guantanamo habeas petitions would pale in comparison to the difficulties we would encounter were federal court jurisdiction extended to those detained in or near a zone of active hostilities, such as in Iraq and Afghanistan. The burden of litigating the petitions of some 270 detainees at Guantanamo is considerable, but the prospect of litigating the petitions of multiple hundreds of alien detainees in Afghanistan and tens of thousands of alien detainees in Iraq would simply be crippling. The Constitution of the United States hardly contemplates such a result. In conclusion, while the topic of today's hearing is the implications of the Supreme Court's Boumediene decision for detainees at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, I have begun by discussing the implications of Boumediene for the Department of Defense. In my current position as Acting General Counsel of the Department of Defense, as in my previous career as a judge advocate and Army line officer for more than 27 years, my foremost duty has always been to our troops, to ensure that they can lawfully do what is necessary to fight and win our nation's wars and to defend our nation from attacks, whether those attacks come from adversary nations or from non-state actors such as Al-Qaeda. We must remain mindful that the enemy we face today and have faced since the early 1990s uses 21st century technology to perpetrate brutal, indiscriminate attacks on civilians. As the Congress considers legislation in response to Boumediene and weighs the many important interests at stake, I respectfully trust that you will carefully consider this as well. Thank you very much.
Mr. Katsas, Assistant Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Get as close to that as you can, would you please?
Can you hear me? Mr. Chairman, Congressman Hunter, members of the committee, you have my full written statement, so let me just give you a brief summary.